Tire dealers cite limited demand as a reason for not stocking a larger variety of EV tires in 2024. EV tire and service trends from last year may point to why dealers in some parts of the country are bullish, but it isn't like that everywhere. Let's talk more about that.
This video is sponsored by Wix Filters, manufacturers of filters for automobiles, trucks, off-road equipment, and manufacturing applications. Go to wixfilters.com for more information.
Hello and welcome back to Rollin' with the Numbers, where we present you with data that gives tire dealers information to keep their tire businesses rolling, based on research conducted with our independent tire dealer audience and beyond. My name's Christian, and on this week's show, we're looking at regional EV trends and how they affect EV tire sales and EV service. Following these demands and understanding where hotspots in the country are can better prepare you and your customers for current EV trends. Nationally, EV services accounted for an average of 10% of tire dealer revenue last year, according to a recent Tire Review survey. 47% of dealers nationally think demand for EV services will slightly increase this year. However, EV service demand expectations for 2024 vary greatly by region. For example, in the Northeast, 30% of dealers from states like Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New York foresee a significant increase in EV work, while just 9% in the West expect a major jump. This is probably because EV hotspots like California and Nevada are used to regular EV work, so they don't foresee any major changes. Understanding these regional differences allows you to anticipate local conditions versus national averages. Say a shop in the West sees 1,000 EVs a year. If they have 200 more EV customers this year, that's not much in terms of growth for them. However, a shop in the Midwest might only see 100 EVs per year in contrast. If they have even 50 more, it feels like they have a major increase on their hands, and they might need to make some changes to adhere to those customers. On EV tire sales, the story is similar. Nationally, 9% of tire sales were fitments for EV sales last year. There were still over a quarter of shops saying EV tire fitments were between 11 and 30% of their sales volume, though. What about 2024 expectations? Do our respondents expect to sell more or less EV tires this year? Well, in the Northeast, 20% anticipate at least a slight increase, with 40% forecasting a big increase in how many EV tires they'll sell. Nearly every region expects some sort of growth, with only 8% of our southern respondents expecting some sort of decrease. Whether tire dealers plan to expand their EV tire selection tells a different story, though. Nationally, 45% said their EV tire catalog will stay about the same. Again, though, we see big regional gaps. 58% of Midwestern dealers don't plan to add EV tires, while 40% in the Northeast said they plan to increase their EV tire selection. But in a hotspot like the West, 100% of respondents said that region that they plan to expand their EV tire selection. But why the differences? Over half of who aren't expanding their EV tire selection cited limited consumer demand. However, cost, lack of manufacturing incentives, and availability challenges were also noted. Others claim a lack of cost and performance benefits to customers compared to premier non-EV tires. More than anything, this data underscores how local market conditions shape dealer perspectives on EVs. For dealers in the Midwest and other regions with lower EV penetration, consumer interest is a wait-and-see approach. But for those in EV hotspots like the West, positioning for future growth is already underway. While regional divides exist, the national EV wave is coming. By tailoring your strategy to local demand, you can ride it successfully. But we want to hear from you. What EV trends are you seeing in your area? How are you preparing your shop? That's it for today's show, but for more business intelligence data to help boost tire dealer profitability, be sure to watch out for our next episode. If you subscribe to our newsletter, it's in there. Look out for it. Until next time, keep on rolling.